Welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.L.Ruscsak. I'm here with an up-and-coming author who has not published the book yet. It's still in the process of being written. Shawn Spencer, welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Well, I try to get as many people as possible on the show because I want to promote as many authors, entrepreneurs, and awesome people as possible. So tell us a little bit about the book you're writing.
Okay, so the book is called Camp Wolf Creek, and it is the first novel of the 3 to 6 novels I'm going to be writing. This all depends on how the first one takes off.
Okay.
And basically the gist of it is you got the prologue, and it's about it starts off getting right into it. You got these evil reapers that have taken control of this Imperial Stones, which gave these reapers powers over the different elements. Mm-hmm. And they came through this book to merge their realm into our realm to take over the world. And they are they are in need of one thing, and the book starts off with basically the battle.
Okay.
And you're right in the midst of this battle, and you don't know how it started, where they came from, or nothing like that yet. And you end up, the prologue ends with all these reapers being put inside the book. And they're in this book for 23 years, and that's where chapter 1 starts off. It's okay. 23 years later in the present. And then the book is mistakenly found by one of the kids that's at the camp, and they're on this little weekend retreat that the teachers, has done for them. Mm-hmm. And this book is mistakenly found, and they were released back into the world again. And then, people's getting killed, and and then you're trying to figure out who these people are and how to get rid of them for good. That's basically the gist of it.
Well, there you go. That's pretty much all we need is a gist, because we want readers to read it when it comes out, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give out too much.
Exactly. So when are you thinking that this is going to come out?
I am in the middle of kind of on a tug-of-war match with traditional publishing or self-publishing. So I still haven't kind of thought of what direction I want to take yet. I'm really kind of firm on the sub-publishing route.
Okay.
I gave myself a goal. I got a Facebook that I make progress videos on to kind of give people my weekly progress report on how I'm doing on the book. Mm-hmm. And I am around on chapter 4. It's going a little slow, with kids and work and stuff like that. I don't have a whole lot of time to get on the computer and write, but I'm being very careful with how I'm writing it. I really want it to get a beautifully written book, and I'm really putting all my time and my effort into making a really good book. I'm kind of guesstimating that I will be done writing around August or September-ish.
Okay.
That's kind of like my underlining goal, and then I can work on getting it formatted and edited and all that after that. So hopefully by September I'll be done writing, and then I can go from there.
So you're looking at close to a Christmas release then?
I am hoping so. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Hopefully we get there.
Well, being a publisher, I can tell you, but with editing, if you finish writing by September, you're going to have about 2 months of edits if you're working with an excellent editor. I work a couple of them. I tell authors, here's Suzette May, work with her. Here's a couple of other editors are great. Then you have the cover design. If you're looking at a December, you're going to want to start looking at a cover designer about June, July.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I do have good news.
Okay.
I've already have a cover already made.
Awesome.
The funny part about this story is that I started writing in 2008, but the whole idea is I wanted to get a game made. That was kind of my ultimate goal. But when it comes down to it, I didn't raise enough money on Kickstarter to fund it.
Mhm.
So I decided to go the book route.
Okay.
And while I was in the process of getting a game made on this story, I was in contact with a concept artist by the name of Sarah Sneeborn. She's very, very well at what she does. And she's based out of Amsterdam, and she makes beautiful pictures. And she actually did a cover design, which was supposed to be for the game cover.
Right.
But I'm going to use that for the book cover. So that's already done already.
Awesome. Well, see, you're one step ahead. So what has been the number one challenge with writing the book, in your view?
Well, I would say, really, I've never written a book before, but I've always wanted to do this. And this was kind of like my goal for my bucket list. It was basically just this time, really. It's just I've been going a little slower than I've been anticipating. I've been wanting to kind of speed things up and get it done faster, but it's all kind of going slower than I hoped. That's kind of the trial. The trial right now is the timing issues.
Now, with everyone being either overworked or underworked with this pandemic and lockdown right now, about where are you at with work versus writing?
I'm very lucky enough to still have a job where I'm still working 40 hours a week. I've been very, very lucky in that direction. But, it's after, a day of work, it's just coming home and taking care of the house and making dinner and, taking care of the kids and things like that. Then when I can find a couple hours to jump on the computer, I do it. But I may be on the computer for a good 30, 40 minutes before I could even come up with the next paragraphs. I'm constantly, while I'm writing and I'm thinking, it takes me a minute to really put myself in, into a place where I can continue writing.
Right.
I may have about 3 or 4 or 5 hours a week to write, but then you got the kids in the background yelling and screaming and running and fighting each other.
Course.
So I'm constantly having to jump off and go take care of them.
What fun is it of writing when you don't have your kids yelling in the background that they need something or fighting in the background?
Exactly. Pulling each other's hair and all that.
Yeah. They give us so much content to write about if you just listen to the kids.
And that's really my biggest inspiration too, is my kids. I got one that's 14 and one's 9, and they're seeing that I'm writing and things, and that they know what I'm doing to a certain sense, and I want them to see me and see what I'm doing and show them that when it's all over with, that how hard I worked, and that with hard work it pays off later on, and hopefully they take that with them.
Exactly. That is one of the greatest things I've been able to show my daughter. We started off, it was a challenge to me. My now ex-husband issued the challenge, I bet you can't write a book and get it published. Well, I'm one of those people, you challenge me to do something that's going to prosper later on, I'm going to do it.
And you did it.
Yes.
That's good.
So I'm on book number 8 right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And then I was like, why am I writing books and publishing with the publisher when I can become a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to do that. So I have my own publishing company, film production company. I do a lot of things with this radio station.
You're always busy then.
I work for myself 16 hours a day in a 24-hour day.
Wow.
But I'm teaching my daughter. This is the whole point of this conversation. I'm teaching my daughter to strive for more. You don't stop because you're satisfied at one thing. I could stop at book 1, but I wasn't satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep going. Just because you're satisfied at something, well, do another book. Take it one step further.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. You have to go one step further in everything you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where you get noticed at. If you stop at one book or on one film or something like that, people tend to forget.
Right.
But you keep going at it, and then people will remember. That's what puts people above others.
Right. That's the whole point, is to keep going, keep building, keep inspiring. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of book you're writing. If it's fantasy, self-help, motivation, whatever, you're inspiring someone. You're either creating dreams with fantasy or inspiring with self-help.
Oh, absolutely. And then your inspiration could get other books made that wouldn't have got made otherwise.
Exactly. I mean, it's all a bigger circle, and we're all codependent on everyone.
Mm-hmm. And that's beautiful. That's a book in itself, really.
It is. We inspire each other so much through what we say. Mm-hmm. We don't think about it. We can be inspiring the next great author just by this conversation.
Yeah, the next big movie that could be your favorite movie, got made because of that. Never know.
Yeah, I mean, we're all one, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So as authors, we have a community. As writers, we have a community. We all network together, and we all strive to inspire the next wave of authors.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your book coming out. You have your cover art. Editing will take place probably around September through November. And then you have depending which route you go, you could have a immediate release or a 3-month release or a 6-month release.
Correct.
So can you tell what I do for authors every day? I talk to authors, mainstream New York bestsellers to the first book indie authors. So
yeah, I really appreciate what you do, and it's amazing how how many people that you're out there helping.
Oh, I'm trying to help as many people as possible. So let's talk about you a little bit. Do you have an author page, or it's just your Facebook page right now?
I got a Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a website.
Okay, and your website name is?
It's all lowercase. It's campwolfcreek.com. CampWolfCreek.com, and it's still under construction. It's not completely 100% finished yet. So, but for the most part, it's running, but not.
Okay.
I got a newsletter that I wanted to add in there, and I didn't get that in there yet. And there's some more pictures I want to put on there. I actually got a trailer. I contacted a company called Video Pixie, and they made me a trailer to the book. I would call it more like a promo. It's not a trailer. I'd say it's a promo because there's no scenes from the book in the trailer.
Okay.
It's just it's something to tease you to get excited for it.
Well, that's the thing. We start out, 6 months before a book is published to start getting our readers excited for the book. You can't get readers if no one knows about it. So we do the promos, we do the trailers, we do radio interviews before the book's even completely done. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
I mean,
you got to get yourself out there somehow. Social media is the best way to do it.
Exactly. I tell authors this all the time. You need to promote yourself like you would a business, because as an author, you are a business. If you're not promoting your work, if you're not promoting yourself, why are you in business?
Mm-hmm.
What companies are big that we see promoting? Pepsi.
Oh, Lord, yeah, McDonald's,
Burger
all these
King.
different restaurants.
Yeah. They all do what? They promote. They have a marketing budget. If you don't have a marketing budget, your business is going to fail. This works with authors as well. If you don't have a marketing budget, you can have a minimum budget of $100 a month.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay? $100 a month is how many cups of coffee at McDonald's?
Oh, Lord.
100, right? Like.
Yeah, 100.
You're spending.
100.
Usually, you spend about $5 at McDonald's every day, 5 days a week, if you're working, on average. So, cut out $100 at McDonald's. There's your marketing budget. Now, your marketing budget's going toward your book. Now you're getting book sales because you're doing what? You're marketing your book. It's not, I don't have the money. No, you have to cut out something over here that's in one.
That you don't necessarily need, yeah.
Yeah. This is all part of marketing. What do you need versus what do you want? Okay. Makes sense, right? And eventually, then your books will pay for your marketing. Then you can go back to paying McDonald's that extra $100 a month.
You know, instead of paying $100, now you pay $200 or $300.
Right. It starts off. You need money to make money, and there's nothing in this world that is completely free. Right now, I'm doing this podcast for free for authors and everything, because what's going on right now, we're in a pandemic, and 90% of the population pretty much isn't working. So why am I going to try to prosper from people that don't have jobs right now? It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, those authors, those businesses, they need to have marketing. They need the exposure, so when they do get back to work, they already have the marketing in place. Makes sense, right?
That is so good. I really, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. It's very, very special what you're doing here.
Well,
a lot of people.
Right. Yeah. We're trying to get authors like you to be branded before your book comes out. We're trying to get the authors that have books out raise their brand.
Mm-hmm.
That is what radio shows do. Another great place for you to look for interviews now is radioguestlist.com. Okay. They have a mailing list. They'll send you a mailing list, I think it's once a week, of podcast, radio shows, or other people looking for authors, entrepreneurs to come on the show. Some of them are free, some of them are not. But this is how you brand yourself. You want to do, as an author, as a mentor to an author, you want to be on a radio show, a podcast, or a blog once a week. That should be a goal.
Okay. And then that what's it called, radio guest list, they can do that for me?
Yes. is a free newsletter, podcast host, radio show host, posts, classifieds, basically. Hey, we're looking for, and then you just apply like you did to me, however you found me, to be on their show. Some of them are super easy to get onto, and some of them have a waiting list a mile long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to try to get onto a show, a blog, a written newsletter, something once a week.
Okay.
That's how you build your brand, especially with a new author without any books published. You want to build your client list, your reader list now.
Okay. I'll definitely be looking into that and definitely be doing that for sure. Really appreciate the information. I would never have known that unless you told me.
That's what I do. I give information.
I'm writing that down now, so
No. This is great. See, we try to get you to talk as much as possible about the book, but the book's not out. So now this turns into me mentoring you, so when your book comes out, you have a successful launch.
Okay.
Okay? Now, aside from that, you have on Facebook, is big for this, and I'll give a shout out to Facebook. They have author communities. There's a place on there, I think it's called Author Takeovers.
Okay.
Even though your book is not out, okay? Yeah, it's Book Lover and Author Promo Takeovers. It's where authors, even if your book's not out and it's getting ready to come out, or 6 months prior to release, if you have a release date, you can start doing author takeovers where you're on another author's page and you're there for 30 minutes posting either fun things about the book, fun games. Read it before you can buy it is always great, especially if your book is done, it's not ready for release, and it's a pre-release, or you're looking for betas to get feedback on your book before you release it. It's good to do those about 6 months before you think about releasing.
Okay.
And then that
really good, good information. What's that author's guest list you said?
Yes.
On Facebook?
Author's guest list is the author's takeover on Facebook is Book Lover and Author Promo Takeovers.
Sorry, I found the pen. All right, perfect. Yeah, I got it written down. I'll definitely be looking at that later today for sure.
You're welcome.
And I just walked around the house. It took me like about a couple minutes to find a pen. I'm at my mom's house, and everybody's gone. I think they went down to the store to get some food or something.
It's very possible, but that's a good thing, right? We don't have the kids yelling in the background while you're on the radio.
I think Nana's getting making little cookies for the kids.
Yeah. But before we let you go, because we're almost out of time, where can our listeners find you one more time before this awesome book comes out?
Okay, so I'm going to give you what I got. I got CampbellCreek.com. That's the website. Facebook, you can type in CWC Games. That's C as in cat, W as in William, C as in cat, and then Games, Games. And then on Twitter, I'm at LoveMarion1983 on Twitter.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Make sure you get an Instagram and LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
As an author, LinkedIn is a wealth of information, and it links back to your Twitter account. Your Instagram will grow faster than your Facebook or your Twitter accounts.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, I'll definitely be doing that for sure.
Well, it's nice talking to you, and to all of our listeners, happy reading, and hopefully I inspired another author to start writing.
Thank you. God bless you, and stay safe.
You as well. Have a wonderful day.